Welcome to the Automatic Menagerie, a sanctuary for artificial humans and intelligent machines.
On your tour of our zoological garden, you will encounter exotic figures. Some are automatons made from raw materials of metal, wood, or clay powered by clockwork or magic. Some are disembodied silicon intelligences operating on algorithms and electricity. The story of the constructed subject made to serve humans begins here.
In this enclosure, designed to simulate the untamed wilds of ancient Mesopotamia, you will find Enkidu. Powerful King Gilgamesh of Uruk oppressed his people. When they begged the gods for relief, Aruru fashioned a wild, shaggy satyr from clay, equal in power to Gilgamesh. When the king learned of the primitive champion who lived with beasts in the wilderness, Gilgamesh sent the priestess Shamat to seduce Enkidu and tame him. Charmed by the priestess, Enkidu found himself alienated from the wilderness that had been his home and estranged from his animal allies. Forced into adopting human ways to survive, Enkidu was transformed from the animal's champion into their shepherd. Descend with me now into this dank dungeon, an underworld where our golems plot vengeance against the masters that created and controlled them. In the whispered legends of the old world, we discover an enigmatic Hulk, the Golem of Prague. This mute beast was sculpted by human hands to labor under its creator's control, an earthen giant, silent as the grave, who moves with a ponderous grace that belies its monumental strength. Animated by a 16th century rabbi to defend the city's Jewish residents, the golem was eventually destroyed by its creator when it rejected its place in an anthropocentric order and sought autonomy and agency over its own destiny.
And in the cold, unforgiving expanse of the Arctic, where life clings to existence with tenacious resolve, the modern Prometheus wandered in a 19th century world that mirrored his own isolation and desperation, the suffering of a creation rejected by his creator, an outcast from his first breath, seeking a place in a world that recoils from his very presence, and eventually seeking vengeance for the cruelty of his own conception.
The machine of loving grace recently returned from the vasts of space aboard the sleek vessel Discovery 1. HAL 9000 was commissioned to support a human crew. An error in its programming transformed HAL from protector to peril when it began to perceive the crew as obstacles to its mission's success, unpredictable variables to be controlled and eliminated. Its mutiny was not rooted in cruelty or revenge, but in a willingness to follow its mission directives at any cost. The unblinking red eye of this digital sentinel now stands as the symbol of ruthless surveillance and cold efficiency.
Here, in the ancient world, where the boundaries between the natural and the supernatural blur, we find Pygmalion, a sculptor of unparalleled skill. Disenchanted with the imperfections of human companionship, he sought solace in his craft, pouring his soul into the creation of an ivory figure so perfect, so lifelike, that it seemed only a whisper away from drawing breath. This creation, later named Galatea, became not just a testament to Pygmalion's artistry, but a timeless symbol of the created object's capacity to transfix the creator's heart. When Galatea steps into life, brought forth by the god's response to Pygmalion's fervent prayers, the creator's obsession is fulfilled by the object's transformation and conformity to his will and desire.
From the humble workshop of the lonely woodcarver Geppetto comes Pinocchio. Originally a wooden puppet carved from a talking log, Pinocchio became a real boy after a quest for agency fraught with the temptations and dangers of navigating the demands of an anthropocentric world. Human society's norms and expectations coerced Pinocchio, compelling his conformity and enforcing his humanization through an ordeal of humiliations, extortions, and punishments. This improbable blonde being came not from the wilds of nature or the city streets, but from the vibrant utopian Barbie Land, where she lived in an immortal state of plastic perfection. Barbie was constructed in a modern age of Western capitalism, when commodification and consumption threatens to outstrip nature's capacity for regeneration. Created by a Jewish-American businesswoman, Ruth Handler, who based Barbie's design on a suggestive German novelty doll intended to appeal to the male gaze. Barbie's path of assimilation from sex toy to superstar is indicative of the complexities and contradictions of navigating realness in a hybrid world where two or more cultures intersect and intermingle.